If you think I have patience for you interrupting my introduction, you are quite wrong. Freaking bird. This is, of course, the MindGriller Server, and I'm Gravity, and this is Cow. And in between spine-tingling episodes, what have Cow and I been up to, you may ask? Good question. Look here, do you recognize this morally ambiguous spyglass? Now, the most attentive viewers among you will have noticed that it is in fact the very same morally ambiguous article we used in the previous spine-tingling episode to view the present, the past, and what is yet to come. And how did Cow and I come to reacquire this antique, morally ambiguous object, you may ask? Also a good question. And to that I say, look here. Won't focus. Okay. Now, first, Cow and I retraced our steps to retrieve our raft with chest and the very, very important contents therein. Oh, and this guy. And then we visited an abandoned swimming pool. And after that, we entered a secret canal. And then we swam in the employees-only swimming pool within the lavish grounds of the Lloyd Hotel and Tower. And then we went back to borrow some melons and pumpkins from the secret underground pirate lair we discovered in the last spine-tingling episode. After which we embarked upon the moral ambiguity of freaking graffiti hooligans and their unimaginative antisocial oversized taggings. Freaking flat earthers with fume-filled lungs and clogged brain synapses. Anywho. And then we had a cannonball contest off the mast of that haunted pirate ship we came across in our previous spine-tingling episode. After which we illegally entered this backwards-facing Caribbean island nation state to trade with villagers crammed together within this cashless dictatorship masquerading as an overcrowded tourist resort. And then Cow noted the poorly disguised pernicious levels of disease, poverty, and toenail fungus hidden behind overpriced drinks with umbrellas and silly straws, poorly chlorinated swimming pools, and a culture reliant upon artificial, culturally fabricated, and historically whitewashed tourist tat. And moreover, and understandable, we met the meanest, most hostile, one-shotting iron golem we have ever came across, figuratively speaking. Don't ask me how I know. And then we gladly, you'll have to excuse me, I'm going to have to take this call. It might be very, 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 very important. Hello, GravityFiller's residence, GravityFiller speaking. No, I'm not mad that you called. Instagram stories. Now I read something about your, clever, you say? Yeah, well, if you mean a sort of privilege-shrouded squad of privileged celebrities and their pseudo-celebrity hangers-on randomly hanging out in each other's kitchens filming Insta stories to fill spaces between paid advertising and self-promotional scripted testimonials, then yes. Supposed beef? Yeah, well, now we don't use that term in front of Cow. Yeah, well, is understating the obvious a choice? Inquiring? Single barrel names are now the new double barrel names. Well, now GravityFiller is not a... Wait, what's that? Are you panning your camera? Is she still there? Authentic and casual? Well, now the last time I believe I noticed a suspicious shadow. And a hashtag Clairol nice and easy permanent hair dye 5R medium auburn hair color pack of 1 infused lock of hair randomly poised in focus and occupying space upon the 5-inch thick hashtag Calcutta Violetta marble kitchen slab countertop of your relatable lived-in style glamour kitchen / Insta set location. Hashtag not sponsored. What? Chicken? Yeah, well, I gotta go. Yeah, well, you might want to stop signing autographs as Blake Live. I had a meet and greet. No longer does one expect Margot Tenenbaum. As you say, black mascara and blonde hair is a choice. Aren't you 52? But I gotta go. I didn't say great. Goodbye now. So long. Give my best to applesauce. Bye. Well, now, with the rich and famous, always a little patience. A meaningful quote once uttered offhandedly to me whilst relieving himself under a wood-slatted bridge on a private golf course in Los Angeles' Griffith Park whilst wearing just the one glove. That guy. And I have it on very good authority that on that very golf course, playing a round of leisurely recreational golf. Nothing but gimmies, Budweiser, and golf cart races. One Mark Furman. It's a small world, and apparently therein just the one small glove is worn by killers and transported from one location to be found in another. Anyways, that's what Cow has been pontificating on for the last week. I thought that we should sail wildly astray from the self-prescribed content of this channel just this once to mention something about Cow, who is my best friend, and maybe that you, plural, hope springs eternal, may not know about said best friend Cow, and that is, Cow may not look like he does now for much longer. It has been brought to my attention by a certain gossipy, meme-bathed purveyor of Minecraft leaks and insofar and but/Reddit self-promotional fame, who we will call, Wobbles, which the most learned viewers among you, and that means both of you, will know does in fact rhyme with marbles, has been leaking leaks again. And what are those leaks, you may ask? Good question. Insofar as, and understandable, inquiring minds want to know. Now, I will note inside this concurrent note in a sort of note inception, and as an aside, with just the one S, mind you, that inquiring minds is in fact an undercover dad joke / troll from the 1980s. Perhaps likely, and with a modicum of certainty, that is only funny to Cow and I because this catchphrase once used by the likely evil and certainly untrue and rabidly biased The National Enquirer, supermarket tabloid / pseudo-blackmailing catch and berry pussy, don't look that word up, snot rag is in fact unironically, grammatically incorrect. Now, people who speak the Queen's English on a Brexit-vexed island where the sun does in fact set might be surprised to learn that in the 50 states, for now, the phrase inquiring minds want to know was trademarked in the 1980s by the National Enquirer, a fact which might best not be allowed to supersede their mountainous, gargantuan, Pacific Ocean trash island-sized history of vile, bile, and flaming, flagrant falsities. Let us not lose grasp of the fact that it and its owners, writers, editors, and architects were and still are a well-earned symbol of unfathomable, incomprehensible, yet comprehensive, highly persuasive, let us say out of temperance, blight. But I digress amidst the scarring image, and this is not a slur. It is an unironic fact that the CEO of American Media Inc., which owns the National Enquirer, that guy's name, his real name, perhaps not a household name, to wit is one David Pecker. Hashtag, yeah, I said it. Well, children will be children. Now I'm afraid. Cow and I certainly don't want to summon into our world that guy. No, I shouldn't have thought about him so close to bedtime. I hope I don't have gruesome nightmares. Good night, Cow. Sweet dreams. Try not to have monstrous nightmares of David Becker. I said it again. Good night. Sleep tight. dreaming. Do you ever have dreams you can't remember? I have them all the time. Now, Cow, are you wearing your little pink nose guard? We don't want you to inhale too much water. And since we both know with cows, fluid tends to beget fluid, I will ask you to hold off for just a moment. Now, freaking rain? Water in my ears tends to make me forgetful. Where was I? Oh, right. Now, even when I was young, I didn't remember my dreams. I don't know why that is. Now, cannibal contest in the rain. That's a first for this channel. Now, there exists an object or two which the most observant viewers amongst you will have noticed in our previous spine-tickling episode, which, in fact, Cow and I did notice. And we are set now on setting forth to take a closer peek at it forthwith, which means for Cow and I a very short journey by raft. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Are you excited? I'm excited. Now, the most observant viewers among you may have noticed an ominous foreshadowing or two in the previous few edits. Pay no attention to the leaker behind the tinfoil editor's hat. Now, I was hoping for an episode in which we did not make reference to that Wobbles guy. Hope springs eternal. Freaking lightning strikes always trying to burn down my world. Now, where were we? Oh, right, we're here. Look, these are the objects of which I just spoke. I'm quite curious. And press play. Click.
We all know he is a carcass of a player, to be fair, and a perpetual naysayer. Do we care? Perhaps we won't have to worry much longer.
Dry sweat on the neck of a 17-year-old was that? Yuck, pooey, black, stinky pooey. Cow, do you feel like that movement entered your ears like an undeservedly privileged inbred Gwennie Magoon face? Me too. Now with that being said, cried out in disgust. Voice in revulsion? Let's go with repulse through abhorrence. Sadly, and at the core of our outburst, sadly is in fact sadness. And due to Cow's bone-chilling separation anxiety, it is time for us to say our goodbyes. Goodbye, so long. Bye-bye, butterfly. Fare thee well. Toodaloo. Totsiens. Totso.